Hey guys, what's up? It's Eli Knight with Knight Jiu-Jitsu, and I got a video today on fairly specific about how to escape a kneeling mount position or a technical mount position. Sometimes we can find ourselves in this position whenever they did something effectively to get us onto our side. Maybe we made a mistake and we got up to our side, and we need to know how to correct that behavior. So a couple of key points first to start out is like if I get here and I'm mounted, right? First of all, don't get mounted, but if you get mounted, then make sure that you keep your elbows down low like this, and I want to concentrate on his hips here so that he doesn't ride up too high. If he gets under my armpits, then a lot of my bridging escapes are kind of out the window anyway. So I've got basically a bridge escape, a trap and roll kind of escape, or a shrimping escape. And we've gone over those in some other videos, right? I've got another video all about mount escapes. But if I get turned onto my side though, and I get rolled over like this here, now things get, there's some different considerations, because maybe I don't have the space to be able to shrimp right here, and I can't really bridge necessarily to speak of. So first thing is I don't want him to be able to get like any kind of like good seat belt or any kind of really strong attachments. We'll talk about that in a second, but I would like to kind of keep my head down like this so he's not sneaking underneath me. I want to kind of close the area off if I can so he's not scooping underneath my head, and then I'd like to protect this arm so he's not trying to scoop my arm up and go for any kind of arm lock or anything. Now, if I can turn myself back square, that might actually be a better option for me at this point, but there are some considerations that I can make to escape this position as it is. So one thing that I'm going to look to do is I'm going to pick my body up. So I'm going to go here. This leg is going to help pick my hip up off the ground. And notice I'm shoving my bottom arm in and scooping with a C-clamp down here under his ankle. And I'm going to keep this here. I'm not going to try to push because my arm is stuck. Instead, I'm going to shrimp my hips back toward his supporting leg, and then I'm going to insert my leg inside. Now I have to be careful whenever I go here this way that I want to kind of keep this pulled toward me like this. I don't want him reaching down, attacking this arm or attacking this arm during this process, but I'm going to use this to kind of turn it into like a shin sweep at this point here. Now this one can come back. It's not in as much danger any longer, and I'm going to drive this knee up into this direction over here. I want to come up this way, and then I have a kind of a built-in knee cut pass right after that. So if from here I don't really have the ability to get this arm underneath me and the space is a little too tight, then maybe that means there's space up here where I can punch my arm inside. I can't stay here very long. I need to gable grip my hands. I'm going to have this kind of prying pressure like this up and down. I want to drive his knee to the floor, and I want to kind of retract this like a shrimping kind of motion, so I'm kind of turtling up, and I want to kind of pull myself out of the back here like this way, right? If it's really bad and we wind up in this kind of gift wrap position like this, this is really awful here, and I might have to be relegated, especially if this is kind of a striking situation, to be able to have to cover like this for a minute, but I can't stay here very long. Anything I do to try to turn and face him is going to tighten this up even further. So a couple of things that I can look to do. If I still have the space available here, then I can push my elbow open a little bit, turn in, and if I can get my hand inside here, then I can work out and then try to square back up to face him. So one more time is like here, if I keep the space enough to where I can, then I want to work this hand inside, try to climb to the top of my head and use the wedge of my forearm to drive that off, turn back square to face him, and then go through one of my other escapes, either from a standard mount or technical mount. If it's really tight like this here and there's no space to get inside, this is kind of futile, then I'm going to kind of slingshot my way out by turning and twisting to face him as much as I can so that he really gets some resistance. And then watch, I'm going to switch the feet this way. I'm going to have to go belly down for just a second, but I'm going to try to switch from this angle to that angle as fast as I can. And as soon as I twist and turn here, I may need to throw my arm up, punch this direction like that. The space here is too tight. I try to push, I try to get my hand inside. It's not quite working out for me, so I'm going to try to wind it a little tighter to get him to resist more, because that's going to help spring load my next escape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to twist and turn. I'm going to turn this direction, have to go belly down for just a second, switch the legs, throw the arm up over my head here, and I punch this direction here to unwind myself, and then I'm back into more of a technical or standard mount escape situation. These are not like preferable situations to get in. Obviously, these are very bad conditions, even worse than being just a standard mount. Sometimes it's being a technical mount, because especially if he has connections on me, he's closer to getting my back, and it's a lot harder in a lot of cases for me to defend that. So I have to be careful about the mechanics, about the angles, about the timing considerations and everything whenever I do these. But these are some that I found and that I use to get me out of this if I get into such a bad situation. So let me know what you think about them, guys. Try them out. Be careful whenever you're training, and make sure to go and check out my Patreon page. It's patreon.com/Knight Jiu-Jitsu. I've got a lot more technical breakdowns and class material on there that you can follow in a little more structured capacity. So please check it out on there. Support me on that. If you would, please like and subscribe to my videos. Keep checking out Aperture and Knight Jiu-Jitsu.